All right, so before we start things up, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Smig. I am as you've probably figured out if you're here at my channel, a variety DBD content creator. Mostly killer main, but I do play a good bit of survivor as well, and kind of start out as a survivor main for the majority of my hours early on. And after a long hiatus, we're working on getting some good content back up on YouTube. So expect new things on YouTube, and then we still stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and a lot of Saturdays. So if you're ever looking to check out some content, we come from it in a very educational kind of angle. Education is my background, so that's kind of my forte. But what we have today is our latest installment, and again, long overdue, of our "Are We the or Am I the A-hole?" um, series. So, um, basically, what we do is we take games where we received a little bit or a lot of salt in the post game chat, and we post them up with a little bit of commentary, voiceover, and leave it up to you guys to let us know in the comments, are we the a hole in this situation? So, what we have for you today is a game with, and we'll see it loading in here shortly. We'll kind of keep the volume down. We've got some sidebar conversations going on, but we'll put the volume on when the game starts. But we have a game here with a Swift bringing toolboxes, Sabo builds, a lot of breakdowns, flip flops. Um, what else do we have? Power struggle, unbreakable. Let's get that kind of thing. So we figured that out pretty early on in the game. We're going to try not to talk over ourselves too much. We don't know that right away, but we figure it out pretty early. So we'll at the beginning play the first chase, kind of educates us a little bit on what we're in for, and then it goes pretty normal for a little while, and then we finally couple hooks in, figure out what's actually going on, and then we have some business decisions to make. So we'll kind of let it play out. We might speed things up, but we'll let the gameplay go. And so here we got a quick hit on this Elodie Wandapu, and we're playing Doctor. We're playing with just Discordance. We were on an alt account, just showing some beginner builds and showing some perk highlights, things like that. So quick, quick first down. So at first we thought there was somebody hiding around. They got a nice pallet save, and then we very quickly figure that out. It's flip flop, power struggle, that kind of build. So she's buying them good time here, but now we're kind of on to what they're trying to do here. So we might speed it up just a little bit for the sake of time here. Maybe two times. Excuse the Mickey Mouse voice I have going on, but you can kind of see they are gone. We're checking lockers, wasting a lot of time. Probably should just let that gen go. So now we know they're over here. Gen's starting to pop into our only second chase. We might go to 1.5. This is a little fast here. So we know gens are flying quick, so we're thinking like, hey, maybe we got to start tunneling. Nice sprint burst there. And now is when we'll kind of go back to normal speed when we really start getting into things again. So we just had some downtime there between hook one and hook two. And now I think we went a little, no, we're at one time speed. So we're not still fully onto the Sabo build sort of thing. We're thinking good toolboxes. We saw toolboxes in the lobby, so we're thinking good toolboxes, maybe prove thyself, trying the gen jockey it out. I think it was just good coordination, right? It's a four-man Swift, good coordination. We're down to two gens here with two hooks, so this is our first kind of business decision, which is that our boy Tap needs to go, and he needs to go soon. And here, as it always is with Doctor, With a shock, you will eventually get to hits, but it can take a long time. It's the nice thing about Doc is that you can guarantee hits. The problem is the time commitment is a little rough sometimes. So here, thanks to this Gordon's, we know they're on this gen. We know there's two here, one on hook. So we're willing to concede one gen if one guy is going to sit on it and crank it out. But if they're around here, we can kind of watch the hook and the gen and actually provide a decent amount of pressure here. Again, not the most exhilarating, not the most fun to watch, but an effective strategy when they're all kind of hanging around here. So we're assuming another gen's going to pop here any second. And now tap will the Magic Disappearing Act and DCs. We're thinking about basement, but they got us scared about the pallets. By horsey perk, I meant flip flop and power struggle. So here we got a little sidebar school discussion before we get back to the action. So that is our first inkling that they have breakdown on the hook. You see it right about now. Good, good spins there. So now we're looking to see if we can get the third. They are not here. Didn't want to pick up there because we know she has perks to wiggle off. So there's the unbreakable. And then we see the Nancy running in the corner of our eye to the left there. So again, that's why we're slugging here. We know we probably can't hook them. This hook's broken down. And we also know that someone's going for a save. So need that pressure. So perfect time to slug, honestly. So here we got a flying Nancy. So we're going to turn this down a little bit because we get some sidebar conversations. But here's where we make the decision that like this hook is broken down, that the other one is on the far side of this shack here. We have basement, but there's a pallet in the way of the basement. So we're thinking to ourselves, if we try to pick people up, we're probably not getting them to a hook. And then they're going to wiggle off. They'll probably get some pickups, and we got a whole game going on. So it's one of those things where they were trying to do a little bit of bully, which is perfectly fine. These are fun perks. We like these perks. We like running these kind of builds when we're a survivor. Killers hate them. I get why they hate them. So it was one of those things where rather than go through the trouble, we're like, hey, they were trying to pull this off. We're not going to reward them with wiggle offs. We're going to punish it. And the way to punish that is through slugging. And we're kind of letting these timers tick down. Again, not the most interesting, exciting, but it was one of those things where we're taking time to chat with our subscribers and talk about how they were efficient on gens, and they hit us a couple times with some good perks, and we're just kind of finishing the game off. So again, maybe not the most fun, but also not the most disgusting thing we've ever done. At least we don't think so. So we're waiting for another unbreakable here. Kind of thought that's why she crawled up here, so she had a nice window vault. So we'll speed it up a little bit here because we're gonna see some crows popping up, and so we'll speed it up a little bit, and then we'll get into kind of the post game chat. And what else kind of happened here? So we're just fooling around, smacking at some crows, waiting for these bleed out timers to go, which seem like they're taking forever when we watch it back. So So here we're going over in our mind and kind of thinking out loud about who we thought were swimming together. We thought Wanda and Paris were together. We did not think that Nancy was originally, though in retrospect we know she was. We thought then maybe Tap was not. Could have been a four man. We're not sure. But because we thought April and Nancy was not with them, we were like, let's give her Hatch if we can. But we had no idea where she crawled off to. We're Killer Main, but we're not a monster. So we're trying. We're trying to find them. Trying to find them and pick them up for that hatch, but unfortunately we could not. So here you'll see the perk loadout. This is where we kind of find out what they fully had. You see the power struggles, the boil overs, the unbreakables, the flip flops. We see the two breakdowns. Right, there's at least two breakdowns. So had a lot of ways to get themselves back up. A lot of ways to hit us by surprise. Good toolbox. So we hit them with the GGs, and we see that a couple of them from their profiles or their names are streaming. So we stop in to say hi. We always like to support other content creators, though I do get that sometimes that's not taken well when you stop in to say hi. But we're going to leave the follow regardless. Maybe the tune will change later, maybe it won't, but hey, that's our philosophy. So here you cannot see it because I've got my camera overlaid right over the camera from the stream, but we're catching some flies as we read, zoned out. We're over in their chat, over in their stream, and trying to be nice, but we're not too happy about being slugged, which we do get, right? It's not the most fun, though they did bring quite a few perks to deal with that. Uh, it just didn't completely work out for them. So now they're starting to say, that must be the only way you can win. And it might have been the only way we could win that game, right? We weren't going to be able to hook people. And like, why could we hook them? Why are we wasting their time? And they start going into, we're reporting you for taking the game hostage. Again, slugging is not taking the game hostage. It's a game mechanic. There's a 2 minute uh, timer to it. Then you die. The game ends. You move on, right? It is what it is. Holding the game hostage would be like cornering the last survivor, body blocking them, not letting them out, and waiting for the servers to shut down 2 hours in for them to DC. So wasn't taking the game hostage, but we're kind of not going to show too much more because there's nothing real exciting to show. We're kind of laughing at their comments here, but we'll kind of leave this up to you. What do you think? Were our actions a-holy? I don't know if that's actually a word, but we're going to use it. Uh, were they the a-holes for the reaction to it? Or was it just, it was a game where they were running some fun but strong perks? We had a way to counter it, and we were going to take the dub. So appreciate you guys stopping by. This is a series that we're going to continue to do. We have fun kind of dissecting these videos and then offering it up to the YouTube community. Let us know. Do you think in this situation that we were the a-hole? All right. And some of you might say yes, some might say no. I'd love to see the discussion. So keep it civil, but I'd love to see your comments, your opinions on that. And like I said, we'll have lots of new content coming to YouTube. We'll be filming some specific series for YouTube. And as always, we stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and some Saturdays. But we're not going to draw this out any longer. So I'm Smig. I appreciate you guys checking out the content. And again, please hit the subscribe button if you would like. And please leave some comments. We'd love to get back to you. All right. Appreciate it. Have a good one.